over 2 is the same thing as 50%. 50% means 50 picked out of 100. 1 over 2 is vulgar, while 50% is percentage. Both are forms of fractions, different notations of fraction. Perhaps I prefer to write my fractions in vulgar form, while you prefer to write your own in percentage form. The implication is that each time you see a fraction written in vulgar form, you wish to express that same fraction in percentage equivalent. For instance, somebody says that a particular fraction is 1 over 5. That 1 over 5 is vulgar. Again, you want to express that 1 over 5 in percentage form. How can you change 1 over 5 to percentage? That takes us to lesson objective number 12, and that is changing vulgar fraction to percentage fraction. Please listen so attentively as I develop this section, explaining step by step how to convert vulgar fractions to percentage. In this section, let us learn how to convert vulgar fractions to percentage. Percentage is also a type of fraction. That is, some portions picked out of 100. An example that is going to help all of us understand how to do that is 1 over 5. Let us convert 1 over 5, which is a vulgar fraction, to a percentage fraction. What it means is this: we are to find an alternative form of this fraction that shows that some number of portions have been picked out of 100. This only shows that 1 is picked out of 5. So if 1 is picked out of 5, what is it equivalent to when it comes to the number picked out of 100? So we are asking, 1 out of 5 is equal to how many out of 100? So if we get that how many out of 100, we will have made it possible to express 1 over 5 to become percentage in form. Please join me as I convert this 1 over 5 to percentage. It is as easy as it is going to appear quite soon. First, when 5 persons are to divide one thing, if I were to convert it to decimal fraction, I will just start from the first power of 10, which is 10. But because I'm going to convert it to percentage, I will go to 100 straight. Each time something is being spoken about as being percentage, it is compulsory that the number of portions must be broken into 100. Cent refers to 100. Pay, referring to picked out of, or every. So if you hear percent, say for every 100, or picked of every 100. Therefore, 1 over 5 will now be converted to something over 100. First, let this 1 be broken into 100 and let these 5 persons pick from it. Please follow it as this 1 over 5 turns to something over 100. And here it comes. This 1 broken into 100 will give us this 100. These 5 persons picking from the 100 will give us 20. Therefore, 1 over 5 is the same thing as saying 20%. 20% means 20 picked out of 100. Therefore, let me rewrite this 20%. This is a symbol of percent, but in full term, in full notation, it is going to be 20 over 100. Let me write it alternatively. And that is it. 1 over 5 is equal to 20 over 100. picking 1 out of 5 is equivalent to picking 20 out of 100. Reconsult equivalent fractions and you discover that that statement is true. A short way of writing 20 out of 100 is like this, 20%. So this is a symbol of over 100. I hope what happened here is clear to you. Okay, let us see another example that will help us find out if there is going to be a formula for converting vulgar fraction to percentage fraction. Let me convert 3 over 5 to percentage, and perhaps from the process we derive a formula for converting vulgar to percentage. Please join me as I convert 3 over 5 to percentage. And this is the first phase of the process. 3 over 5 is the same thing as 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5. I hope you agree. It's okay. So a different way to express this is like this. Since this occurs 3 times, it is just the same thing as saying 3 times 1 over 5. Yes, 1 over 5 was added to itself 3 times, or it appeared 3 times in the process. 1, 2, 3. That is 1 over 5 appearing 3 times. That will give us 3 times 1 over 5. What happens next? Don't forget that this second example is what we intend to help us see how to get a formula for converting all kinds of vulgar fractions to percentage fractions. Let's make progress. Don't forget that this 1 over 5 is the same 1 over 5 we had earlier converted to 20%. Also, we can convert this 1 over 5 to 20%. If I like, I'll just come here and replace this 1 over 5 with 20 and simply multiply that 3 by 20 to give us a result. But for a reason, I will have to replace this 1 over 5 by this one, 100 over 5. Why? Because we recall that this 1 was broken into 100 and 5% are to pick from it. So please, let me rewrite this 1 over 5 as 5% speaking from 100. Let it happen. And here is what comes next. This 3 times 1 over 5 is the same thing as saying this 3 times this 100 over 5. So that will be, if you open the bracket, 3 times 100 over 5. So in the end, it is also equal to 3 over 5 times 100. What it means is that this is equal to this is also equal to this, this, and eventually 60%. I would have gotten the same 60% just before this level without passing through this long process. At the point where I just said that this 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5 is equal to 3 times 1 over 5. Having known that 1 over 5 alone is equal to 20%, I would have just placed 20 here to say 3 times 20, and that will give us 60%. But for the purpose of getting a formula for converting vulgar to a percentage fraction, all other intermediate results had to be presented, including this one. And it is this that I intend to use to get a formula for converting vulgar to a percentage fraction. All right, referring to it, the implication is that this 3 over 5, when converted to a percentage, is equal to 3 over 5 times 100. Let me write that conclusion. And that is it. 3 over 5 to percentage is equal to 3 over 5 times 100. Before we make the final deduction, Notice that 3 over 5 times 100 is also equal to 60. How? When 5 divides this 100, the answer is equal to 20. So 3 times 20 is equal to 60. Now back to the conclusion, the deduction we're trying to make here. If 3 over 5 to percentage is equal to 3 over 5, notice that 3 over 5 here is still where it is. The difference is that as a percentage, we have multiplied it by 100. That takes us to the final conclusion, which afterwards will be the formula for converting vulgar to a percentage fraction. Please join me as I write the conclusion as to how to convert vulgar fraction to percentage fraction, judging from this conclusion and other conclusions that we have been drawing before now. And even if you pick your own example, you will see that the same conclusions can be drawn. Please, let me write the formula for converting vulgar to percentage fraction. And here comes the final conclusion. That is the formula for converting vulgar to percentage fraction. See it here. Since 3 over 5 is equal to 3 over 5 times 100, this being in vulgar and this being in percentage form, we conclude that A over B, that is any fraction at all, to percentage is equal to that fraction times 100. I repeat, any fraction to percentage is equal to that same fraction times 100. The summary is here. A over B, that is any fraction at all, to percentage is equal to A over B times 100. A fraction being taken to percentage is equal to that same fraction multiplied by 100. So this is a reversible thing. That means it is possible to change vulgar to percentage. It is also possible to change percentage to vulgar. Let this be the connection between vulgar and percentage. Let us see some examples of conversions with this formula. And here are the examples. The first example is to convert this 1 over 2 to a percentage. Let that 1 over 2 be A over B. I want to convert it to this percentage. How is it done? Based on this formula, all I should do is to write the same fraction and multiply it by 100. That means the same 1 over 2 is written here, then times 100. Okay, this 100 is the same thing as over 1. That is 1 over 2 times 100 over 1. So that it becomes easy for us to carry out this operation by means of a formula for multiplying fractions. Again, 1 over 2 times 100 is the same thing as saying 1 over 2 times 100 over 1. So 1 times 100 is 100. 2 times 1 is 2. When 2 divides 100, it is 50. Because of that, 1 over 2 is the same thing as 50%. That is, taking 1 out of 2 is equivalent to taking 50 out of 100. The next example is here, 4 over 5, to be converted to percentage. As this formula encourages us to do, what we have to do is just to multiply this 4 over 5 by 100. See it happening here. Again, let this take the structure of a fraction, though not. That is why this 1 is here. So 4 times 100 is 400. 5 times 1 is 5. When 5 divides 400, the answer is equal to 80. Because of that, picking 4 out of 5 is just like picking 80 out of 100. The last one, but not the least, is number 3, 3 over 7, to be converted to a percentage. As usual, we multiply the same 3 over 7 by 100. That is what is happening here. And this becomes 100 over 1, then times 3 over 7. 3 times 100 is equal to 300. 7 times 1 is equal to 7. When 7 divides 300, we get approximately 42.8 0.8571%. This is to 4 decimal places. We still have more digits after 1, but we get tired after this round of picking. So the answer approximately is equal to 42.8571. This third example highlights the importance of the fact that we don't always get a whole number when we convert a fraction, a vulgar fraction, to percentage. So it is possible for us to get a vulgar fraction into mixed number or even an outright decimal, but still expressed as percentage. At this point in time, please check if you have been following what I've been saying. Watch out for exercise. And here comes the checkpoint. It says change the following fractions to percentage notation. The first is 3/10. And the second, that's number 2, is 11/50. Number 3 is 9/20. And number 4 is 4/9.